Honored Mr. A.K.Pattabiraman, Head Accreditation Process for Southern India and Academic Interface for Tamil Nadu Tata Consultancy Services, Chennai. We also welcome all the dignitaries and the gathering for the International Conference on Contemporary Management Practices. Let us take a moment to clear our minds and focus our attention on our purpose for being here. Let us unify ourselves in the spirit.
Distinguished President of this today's function, Mr. Nandakumar, President ICI Coimbatore, Distinguished Secretary and Correspondent, Dr. B. Swami, Professor R. Ajivadan, Professor Sundar Sekhar, Dr. Vadalmati, Director of the institution, members of the faculty seated on the dais, members of the faculty present on the opposite side, and of all my dear student friends. I am indeed delighted to participate in the wonderful meeting being organized by this institution. I am grateful to the leadership team for the gracious invite and for all the facilities they have done. When Mr. Ramakrishnan came and asked me, I had no idea about the institution, but I made subsequent inquiries from various sources, and I came to know that this institution is making tremendous strides in a very short span of time, making a very determined effort to carve out a niche for itself in the competitive educational world. There gave me confidence. Normally I do research before going to the institution. I make a lot of inquiries, and the inquiries give positive results. This particular institution is taking efforts to organize such a meeting so that the ability to learn, the ability to do things on our own takes place in this conference, and it will take you further and further and further. I congratulate all of you for that. Now, the topic chosen is also extremely interesting. What is the topic? Contemporary management practices. Management practices are not static. They are dynamic. They change from time to time, circumstances, place to place, various factors are available, and they must change, otherwise the institution cannot survive. I will touch upon some few points which make the impact on the management practices, and also demonstrations from the case histories of TCS itself. I am from TCS. Now, technology is one factor which is impacting the business practices very seriously and very effectively. Emphatic impact is there on management practices. All of us know that technology cannot survive if it does not go to the market. And market cannot survive if it does not adopt technology. Both are intricately intertwined, and one cannot be separated from the other without damaging the both. For example, I will give an example of the TCS itself, of the IT industry which I seek to represent. Sometime in 1980s, sometime in 2000, we came out with the global delivery model. The global delivery model changed the entire scenario of the IT industry. That is, we don't have to be on-site. We can develop the system or develop the software offshore and transfer it to the on-site. That means, what does it mean? It means the entire business activity got shifted from the on-site to the offshore. Made a tremendous impact on the economy of the developed country, especially India. The entire model of IT practices, and we recruited majority of them from India, from the engineering institutions, also science institutions, and management institutions. Ours is geographically distributed organization. Now, how do you control a geographically distributed organization? Management practice, not the old practice is not suffice. So a new method had to be evolved to integrate divergent workforce sitting in different places, having different culture, speaking different language, having different moodings, but having a united vision. That's very important. So we want to give a slogan called TGS One. We are all one. We are all many. Diversity, we are talking about diversity. We are talking about diversity. At the same time, we are all talking about oneness. How to do it? This is a question posed to me when I went to a village college, rural college, in Coimbatore, in Coimbatore district, we have engineering college, and for accreditation. One of a very young girl, a first-time learner, maybe from a Dalit family, because I could break it off from her face. She came and asked me, you say you are present in 145 countries in the world. Tell me, how do you manage? The concept of management was in her mind. I was very struck. Actually, dumbstruck by the question because she was not exposed to any system of the world. For the first time she came to college and she asked a question of this kind, not exposed to management. But she asked me, how do you manage? In a very faulty language. It's not a perfect English, but I could get the point. I could get the question asked. I was dumbfounded. The question was, how do you manage? Now I have explained because medicine, how do you bring about integration? We have a system called Lotus Note, Arithmetics. We have got two such tools with which we integrate the entire force. For example, I was in IIT Madras for a long time. And if I had to go to a conference in Delhi, I had to fly. There is a government organization. I have, only the director could permit me to fly. I had to put up a note. The note goes to the dean. The dean puts up to the director. Director approves it. It gets back to the registrar. Registrar issues an order. Goes to travel desk. They issue a ticket. Something of the kind. It takes about 4 days. In TCS today, I am sitting here. My boss sits in New Jersey in America. And superior boss sits in London. I sent a message to him. In 3 minutes time he reaches New Jersey. And another 3 minutes time he reaches London. In 10 minutes time I get approval. The approval gets disseminated to the task desk. Which in half an hour I get the ticket on the table. There is a type of decision-making process has been built into the system. How it is possible? It is possible because of the technology. So technology integrates, technology impacts, technology actually makes a very deep impact on the processes and practices of industry. So it is a very important thing. I will give something examples, you must have noticed about it, I do not know. In the 1970s, when the computing system was introduced in banking system, at the time there were no computers in bank. In those days they were called electronic data processing, EDP. There was a panic in the bank and people ran helter-skelter and wild cat strike, thinking that this system will result in unemployment, people will throw out of the job, promotion will stultify, all of these things that were there. But they went ahead. There was a wild cat strike everywhere. 75 was emergency, all went into shell and it was imposed. Now, can you think of a banking system without computers? IT? Today, we don't need banks. We need only banking. Banking without bank is possible. How? IT. Has it thrown out the people, other jobs, the government factor, the government public policy, the public attitude? What is global effect? The President mentioned about it. Narendra Modi went on a fight. I am in Infosys technology director, the founding father of IT industry today. Founding father specifically, Infosys, Narendra Modi was one of the lead figures who has put IT industry on the map of the world. He defined it this way. Purchase raw material from a country where it is cheap. Get it manufactured in a country where the cost is competitive. Sell it in a country where the profit is maximum. What a very pitchy explanation. And that is possible only when IT is there, when technology is there. So, every sector we find the impact of technology on the management practices, and I am sure that you will discuss these things in various seminars, and proceedings of these things will be very useful to all of you. And
very good morning. Welcome to all the dignitaries, students and lecturers. Basically, through my observation, I've noticed that, in fact not noticed, very proud of our culture of planting the land. Thank you. My dear friends, I visited many countries and appointed as adjunct professors in Philippines, in Vietnam, in Thailand and so forth. But when this sort of episode starts with the culture, it really touches my heart. Thank you to all of you. Okay, I'd like to share a little bit about Olympia College, and then I will focus on the management aspect of it as well. Just for your information, we are honored to be a part of an international conference on contemporary management practices, as we are affiliated with a number of institutions, partners locally and internationally from Malaysia, UK, Australia, Switzerland, Poland and US. That means Olympia College has affiliations with many countries, and we provide the degree programs, master's level, DPA level from foreign institutions, and Olympia is just an instrument. They cater for the students, and then they will take home the certificate 100% delivered by the foreign institutions. Okay, and the Raffles Education Group, the tagline is the employer's choice. That's a very interesting word, you know. Employer's choice, because I did my PhD in consumer psychology, and there is two theory very focused. One, they treat student as a product. Another theory says student as a customer. And however, there were a lot of debate among the researchers at the world level have taken place on these two theories, student as a product, student as a customer. And do you know which one won? Which philosophy? Basically, the employee's choice. That means student as a product. That means the institution preparing all the gems to face the challenging work. And this relates to the title. Consciously competent managers, they suffer. For them, just imagine you are driving in your car, first time in your life, you're so conscious, right? When to park, how to drive, and you're so careful. Am I correct? And that is the meaning of consciously competent managers. The unconscious competent managers, they're experts, they're professionals, they're self-sufficient, and they don't need any guidance. They just sit in the car, they just go to the house, they go to places here, they're unconsciously competent. Do you understand? That means they go into trance, the time goes off, the dog barking disappears, people shouting, screaming disappears. When they concentrate on their studies, everything just dies off. They're very much focused. This is what we call unconsciously competent. And we also have a dignitaries here.
For the function to share their thoughts in their own perspective. This is what contemporary exactly means. When Mr. Pattabiraman came to the dais, he was talking about his perspective of TCS and technology. While my friend Nandakumar came to the dais, he was talking about the organizational significance and how his organization ICACA is making a role in evolving different management principles, thereby teaching the people around Coimbatore. When my friend Arulalan came, he was talking about how the Olympia College has evolved in that, and how in that process you and I learn out of Olympia College. This is really contemporary management practices. We are seeing flesh and blood in front. But my dear friend, let us understand very honestly, the organized activities and management is thousands of years old. You may be knowing about the Egyptian pyramids. You may also know about the Great Wall of China. All are done following the great principles of management, whether we know it or not. But ultimately, only in the management science, and how it has evolved. It has evolved from one person or a group of person, and immediately it percolates to the lot of other people. And this is what the contemporary practices mean. And he rightly said, it differs from country to country, place to place. Even in a place, it is different from industry to industry. How pump industry is managed in Coimbatore is different from how pump industries are managed in Mumbai. How textile industries are managed in Coimbatore is different from how it is managed in Surat, and how it is managed in China, and how it is managed in other countries. But a knowledge of all these will definitely make me a better decision maker, and that is the purpose of this seminar and the purpose of this congress. We are equally dividing the entire proceedings into 4 sections. Many of us may be knowing effective management or efficiency in management. Today, the entire world is talking about effective management. Meaning, the entire management theories can be carpeted under 2 categories. One category is what is called the scientific management theories, that looks at the management inward. How to reduce my cost, how to increase my profit, how to increase my efficiency, how to reduce the employees. All inward looking. The other management theories are outward looking. They are all general management theories. How to make my company more visible, how to make my company more appreciable, how to make my company where all my employees love my company. So these 2 are the total bundle of 2 bundles available to us to understand management in a different perspective. And in that way, this effective management takes a role. That role is very important. The effective management says the best way to take a decision by any management is consult all the stakeholders in the ecosystem. It is not the management who is taking a decision. The customers are involved. The supply chain, as a management scholar or a management pundit, you are encountering. But nevertheless, this conference will be an eye-opener for all of us to take a decision in that perspective, that there is more than one perspective of a decision is possible. Therefore, I will be loudly thinking in that direction so that my decisions are learned decisions than a microscopic or a myopic decision which is inward looking. I look forward all the participants, the faculty members, and also the chairman for each session to be very thoughtful in giving their wonderful ideas and get crash and engage the discussion so that every one of you go home with a meaningful thought in your bag that you can use it for taking decision in life, in your career. Thank you very much.
Greetings to respected President, Honorable Chief Guests, distinguished dignitaries, participants, fellow students. And before I start the preview, let me thank Dr. Ariwalan for your high words. Thank you, sir, and thank you for your presence. He was my ex-colleague, so I take this privilege. I hope the dice will approve it. So, this session is to give you an insight about the one-day international conference on contemporary management practices in association with the Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Coimbatore, and Olympia College, Malaysia. We have received a wide range of research and conceptual papers from different sectors, more than 200 authors from different backgrounds representing different parts of the world in this conference. Selected papers have been compiled, and a while ago it was released in the conference proceedings with an ISBN. Olympia College, Malaysia, the renowned institute under the Raffles Education Group, has connected us through their partnering universities such as the University of Derby, United Kingdom, University of East London, United Kingdom, BHMS, Switzerland, and the University of West Scotland, Scotland. This conference has also reached various reputed international universities, other universities and colleges from Philippines, Malaysia, Europe, and the United States of America. Indeed, it is also a true national event. We have received papers from different regions of India. The technical sessions have been grouped into 4 sectors, namely general management, retail sector, manufacturing and MSMEs.
Guest and our well-wisher, Mr. D. Nandakumar, President, the Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Coimbatore, who was supported by being the industry partner in the international conference in South India and academic interface for Tamil Nadu Tata Consultancy Services, for his benevolence in accepting our invitation and for being with us and inaugurating this international conference on contemporary management practices by taking his time out amidst of his busy schedule. Thank you, sir. Thought-provoking and highly informative speech, sir. I would like to thank Dr. Ariwalan, Professor, Olympia College, Malaysia, who has been very supportive in planning and organizing this conference and has provided valuable contribution in making this conference a great success. Thank you, sir.